Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Compton Youth Academy, home of the Academy Barons. Tonight, your Barons get set to take on the San Luis Obispo Blues for the first time this summer season. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. The Barons have won 2 of their last 3 games and have moved back to 500 with last night's win. It was a breakout performance for incoming freshman Bryce Morrison. The first baseman went 4 for 4 at the plate and scored 2 runs in a 9-7 victory. The Barons also received strong performances from starting pitcher Caden Chavez, relievers Holden Hungerford and Travis Bergman, and infielder Elijah Clayton hit his first home run of the season, a 3-run shot that capped off a 5-run 4th inning. And the Barons never looked back. Visiting San Luis Obispo Blues are coming off an intense extra inning battle last night with the Sonoma Stompers. 3-2 the final score. It was a 1-1 tie going into the extras. Both teams scored runs in the 10th, but it was the Blues that prevailed and scored in the 11th for the walk-off win. The Blues advanced to 12-2 on the season and sit in first place in the California Collegiate League North Division. They are led by manager Dean Traynor. He is joined by assistant coaches Rene Regalado and Randy Kozar. The Academy Barons are 5-5 this season and are led by first-year manager James Bishop. He is joined by pitching coach A.J. Monterez and assistants Lorenzo Gray, Tank Kazarian, Taishi Nakawake, and Jonathan Largaspada. It's the first meeting between these two programs. Last year, the Barons split the season series with the Blues, winning their home matchup by a large margin. 20-4 was the final score when the Blues were last at the Academy. We'll see if the Barons could duplicate that result tonight. Starting lineups and first pitch when we come back. Back from commercial break, my name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. June gloom was in full swing today as the clouds covered the skies for most of the afternoon. Temperatures in the 72 degrees. There is a strong breeze blowing out towards right center, stronger than usual, but not too warm of a day, a lot cooler than we've seen in the games past. The Blues enter tonight's game 12-2 and are in first place in the North Division of the California Collegiate League, while the Barons are 5-5 and sit in third place, a half game back of second. Let's go ahead and get you today's starting lineups, beginning with the visiting San Luis Obispo Blues. They're led by manager Dean Trainer, and his lineup will look like this today. Cutter Gage Webb bats first and plays shortstop. Catcher Miles Mader, who was the hero last night, bats second. Cesar Chavez bats third and plays center, while third baseman Brendan Comerford bats in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth is left fielder Kyle Becker. Mason Ashlock is a designated hitter and bats sixth. In the seventh spot, it's C.J. Moran, the first baseman. Number 8 is Koisei Suzuki in right field. And batting ninth is Diego Murillo, the second baseman. That's the starting lineup for the visiting San Luis Obispo Blues. On the mound for the Academy Barons, it's tall right-hander by the name of Jimmy Canelli. Canelli's a newcomer to the Academy Barons this summer. Stands at 6'5", a native to Huntington Beach, but played this past season at Cuesta College, which is near or closer to San Luis Obispo than it is here at the Academy in the city of Compton. But Canelli comes home to his hometown of Huntington Beach and makes the drive up the 405. Starting defense around him, it's Carlos Morales behind the dish. In the infield, Bryce Morrison gets another start at first. John Arnold gets the start at second. Mark Emmerman at short, and at third base, Nathaniel Williams. In the outfield from left to right, Otis Boltinghouse, A.G. Sawamura, and Chip Mertz. Yesterday evening, the Barons came away with a 9-7 victory over the Conejo Oaks. We'll see how they follow tonight up as they take on the San Luis Obispo Blues. First pitch to cutter Gage Webb is off the plate. The Blues traveled from San Luis Obispo and dealt with lots of traffic. They showed up about 30 minutes or so behind schedule. Took their batting practice late. It's a 1-1 count after the strike by Canelli. Canelli makes his third start on the season. He's pitched 6 2/3 this summer, giving up 3 hits, 4 runs, all of which have been earned, 7 strikeouts to 2 walks. Pulls the next pitch foul to the first base coach. That's Randy Kozar at first base. Rene Regalado is at second, or at third, excuse me. The umpire crew today, Christopher Lopez is calling balls and strikes behind home plate. Chris Maher is at first, and Francisco Gonzalez is at third. That's the umpire crew here at the Compton Youth Academy. Canelli from the windup. His 1-2 pitch, and Webb stays alive. For Webb, he's a .364 hitter. 9th start of the season for the Blues. They've played 14 league games and 19 games total. They have a few exhibition games. They start their summer a lot earlier. Canelli runs the next pitch up and in, and the count evens. The Blues will be in very similar blue uniform to the Academy Barons, but they're in their gray pants, while the Barons are in their white. Canelli delivers downstairs, and the count is full. Next pitch will be the 7th to the leadoff hitter. That's what you want if you're manager Dean Trainer. Force Canelli to throw a lot of pitches. Webb has 8 walks and 8 strikeouts on the season. Good sense of the discipline that he has at the plate. Payoff pitch, roped down the line, right field and deep. Mertz towards the line, runs out of real estate. We'll do it again, full count. Webb steps in, Miles Mader, the batter on deck. Next pitch from Canelli, another foul ball. What a way to start the ball game if you're Cutter Gage Webb. Next pitch will be the 9th of the at-bat. Nobody on base. As we just got things started here at the Compton Youth Academy. Canelli, another payoff pitch. And he finally sets down Gage Webb for the first out of the inning. A strikeout. That's how we get things started. The Blues taking on the Academy Barons. We don't often see a Northern California team or a team from the Northern Division versus a team from the Southern Division. But this is the one team that often travels down south and that the Barons will eventually travel to later on this season. Because San Luis Obispo is decently close to Santa Barbara Foresters, when the Barons travel to Santa Barbara, they'll play a game in San Luis Obispo later on this season. But this is the first meeting between the two. First pitch upstairs to Miles Mater. Mater was the hero yesterday. It was a walk-off victory in the 11th inning. 3-2 the final score as they defeated the Sonoma Stompers. Canelli's next pitch. Foul territory, right side. Morrison watches it drift out of play into the Blues bullpen. 1 ball and 1 strike to the catcher. It is a grueling schedule in the California Collegiate League. A lot of travel for the Blues, who played and finished their game at about 9:30. Got to figure their players got home somewhere between 10 and 11. Then they hit the road early. We're on the bus before 10 a.m. 2-1 the count to Mater. And they took the 4-hour drive down south to Compton to play the Academy Barons tonight. And then they have a game tomorrow back on their home turf. So another long road trip tonight following the game. And they host the Philippines baseball group tomorrow night. Swing and a miss. Mater evens the count at 2-2. It's a week in which the Blues play 6 games. At the very least, 5 of those 6 are at home. This is the only time they travel this week, but it's a long one. We mentioned a lot of traffic down the 101 today. This ball's in the air, out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to the catcher, Mater. Canelli will do it again. The 2-2. High chopper for Williams at third. He moves a few steps in, throws on the run, and that's the second out of the inning. So again, the exact mileage from the city of Compton to San Luis Obispo, that's a 205-mile drive. 3 hours and 43 minutes on the way back home. Tough part of the schedule for the Blues. There's 2 outs on the top of the first inning. And Cesar Chavez steps in for his first at-bat of the day. Canelli from the windup delivers the first pitch strike. While at Cuesta College this spring, Canelli started 7 ball games, appeared in 9 total, and pitched 17 innings while playing at the community college level. Picked up 1 save, had 8 strikeouts to 11 walks in the 17 innings. That's at the knees for strike 2. Chavez will be a senior this upcoming season. Played 3 years at Cal State Los Angeles, a Division II school in the CCAA. The 0-2 from Canelli. That runs in and hits Chavez in the hand. He winces in pain. He'll take first base. And he continues for the San Luis Obispo Blues. Now Dean Traynor, the manager for the Blues, along with first base coach Randy Kozar, checks in on their center fielder just off your screen to the right. We'll see if Chavez stays in the game. 2 outs on the top of the first inning. The trainer hasn't been called out yet. Seems like Chavez will be okay. Brendan Comerford makes his way to the plate. One of the leading hitters for the San Luis Obispo Blues and been very consistent. He makes his 14th start, most by any player on the roster. He leads the team with 20 hits this season and second in batting average with a 408 batting average this summer. Canely kicks, deals, first pitch runs inside. Comerford did not see any action this past season at Gonzaga, but he was a standout player at Ohlone. Runner takes off for second. Morales' throw, it's a good one, but it's going to be behind the runner. Chavez swipes second. A runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Chavez, a capable base stealer. He had 13 at Cal State LA this spring. Quick time called as home plate umpire Christopher Lopez checks in on Carlos Morales. Canely makes the move to second. No tag by Arnold. We have seen a few stolen base attempts of third base this summer from both teams. Off the top of my head, I want to say runners are 5 of 7 in stolen base attempts when they try to steal third. Canely gives 2 looks back, delivers on home. The ball's downstairs. The Barons as a team are very aggressive on the base paths. They have 28 stolen bases already this summer season through 11 games. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Comerford. Canely kicks, deals. That's off the plate for ball 3. Sometimes the base runner doesn't have to move on the pitch to throw off the pitcher's rhythm. Canely behind the hitter. Kyle Becker's on deck. Up and in for ball 4. Canely picked up the first 2 outs of the inning smoothly. 1 to a full count to retire Gage Webb. Then got Miles Mader to ground out. He's at 23 pitches in the inning. Chavez at second, Comerford at first. Kyle Becker steps in, hitting .303 this summer. His 9th start of the season for the Blues. Left-handed hitter. Watches the first pitch strike, inner half. Long pause from Canely. Mark Emmerman works at second. Keeps the runner close. That one off the glove of Morales, but it's still strike 2. Canely's next pitch. Tad inside for ball 1. Canely pitches from the first base side of the rubber. Kicks, deals the 1-2 towards the back foot of Becker, and the count evens at 2-2. Two pitch is at the knees. Canely gets a strikeout to end the inning. So 2 runners reach for the San Luis Obispo Blues in the top of the first, but they can't cash in. On our way to the bottom of the first. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. We'll get you the starting lineups right now for the Academy Barons, led by first-year manager James Bishop. But he's no stranger to this Barons squad, as he's been as an assistant for 17 seasons and he's been working here at the Compton Youth Academy since it first opened in 2005. His lineup today will look like this. In the leadoff spot, it's right fielder Chip Mertz. Mark Emmerman bats second and plays short. Third baseman Nathaniel Williams bats third. Antonio Lujan is the designated hitter and bats in the cleanup spot. Bryce Morrison bats fifth and plays first. A.G. Sawamura bats sixth, while in the seventh spot, it's left fielder Otis Boltinghouse. Catcher Carlos Morales bats eighth, and rounding out the order for the Academy Barons is John Arnold, the second baseman. On the mound for the San Luis Obispo Blues is a transfer who spent the past 2 seasons at College of San Mateo. He'll be an upcoming LMU Lion this next school year. It's a tall right-hander by the name of Corbin Geeson. Geeson will be a junior this upcoming season. Stands at 6'7", and he's a native to Santa Cruz. He played 2 seasons at College of San Mateo and will get you more numbers throughout his outing. Defensively, the Blues will line up like this. In the outfield from right to left, Koisei Suzuki in right, Cesar Chavez in center, Kyle Becker in left. Brendan Comerford at third base, Cutter Gage Webb at short. Over at second is Diego Murillo, and at first, CJ Moran. That's the defense for the visiting San Luis Obispo Blues. Behind the plate is Miles Mater. Almost forgot the catcher. One of the more important players on the field. Miles Mater gets his start. He hit the walk-off hit that scored the winning run in a 3-2 victory for the Blues last night. Mert steps in for his first at-bat of the evening. Pulls back the bunt attempt. Strike one. This past spring, Geeson played at College of San Mateo and made 12 appearances, pitched 21 innings, finished with a 2.18 ERA. Mertz drills this one into left center field. He rounds first, holds up there, and it's a leadoff single to start the home half of the inning for the Barons.
Now batting shortstop number 11, Mark Emmerman.
Last year when these two teams faced at the Academy, very similarly, the Blues had a game the night before. It was an extra inning battle. Then they had to travel to Compton, and they eventually lost to the Barons 20-4. We'll see if something similar happens, as the Blues did have an extra inning game last night. Gotta imagine they're pretty fatigued after the long road trip and the long game last night. First pitch to Mark Emmerman is downstairs. Mertz at first, a capable runner. Stole 7 bases for Mount Sac this spring season. The next pitch off the plate for ball 2. Emmerman gets his 7th start of the season, hitting .296 on the year, 4 doubles and 8 hits. Good pop in the bat. Another player in the transfer portal for the Barons. First pickoff move, Mertz beats the tag. CJ Moran holds the runner at first. 3 straight misses to Emmerman. He lays off upstairs. Last night we mentioned Emmerman had yet to strike out, but in the game versus the Oaks last night, he did strike out once, and that was his first strikeout of the summer. 4 straight. Emmerman gets his 2nd walk of the summer season. There's runners on first and second to start things off for the Barons offense. Chance for Nathaniel Williams. Manager James Bishop gives his signs at third base. Third baseman Comerford creeps into the edge of the grass. First baseman Moran plays in front of the runner. Emmerman at first. Mertz at second, both with good speed. Geeson's first pitch to Williams off the plate. Mertz inches off second base. Next pitch from Geeson's in the zone. That ends 5 straight misses from the right-hander on the mound. On the summer season, he makes his 4th start. He's pitched 10 2/3 this summer for the Blues. 16 strikeouts to 3 walks. So the walk to Emmerman, just his 4th of the season. Williams can't connect, and it's a 2-strike count. Geeson gave up 4 runs, all of which have been earned. 10 hits total. Batters are hitting .244 against them in 3 appearances this season. 1-2 pitch, spins off the plate. Geeson kicks, deals, puts one in the dirt. Catcher Mater gets to it quickly, and both runners stay put. Geeson still looking for his first out. His last appearance came on June 13th, 5 days ago. He pitched against the Walnut Creek Crawdads. He only lasted 3 2/3, gave up 3 runs, all of which were earned. Payoff pitch from Geeson. Williams fouls it off his front foot. It was a 9-7 victory for the Blues over the Crawdads on June 13th, the last time Geeson pitched. He has started all 3 appearances this summer. Mertz at second, Emmerman at first. Another full count. Williams slaps it into left center field, and it gets down in front of Chavez in center. Mertz gets the wave around third. Throw up the line, and Mertz scores the first run of the ball game. An RBI single for Mr. Williams, and the Barons lead 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Emmerman only gets to second on the play. Chance for the designated hitter, Antonio Lujan. Another switch hitter for manager James Bishop in the lineup. First pitch on the edge of the zone to Lujan. Gave a look back to the home plate umpire. Didn't agree with the call. Lujan just recently committed to Cal State Dominguez Hills. Player in the transfer portal after spending 2 seasons at Azusa Pacific. Lujan drives one well into right field, but foul. Azusa Pacific announced earlier this year that they're transitioning from the Division II to the Division III level. So there's lots of players in the transfer portal from Azusa Pacific. Oh, 2 count. Geeson's next pitch off the plate. Still looking for his first out in the first inning. Lujan hitting .267 this summer season. 9 start for the Barons. One-two pitch, high chopper up the middle. Murillo to his right. Can't step on the second base bag, but the throw to first is in time. So there is one out on the play. Both runners advance 90 feet. Second base umpire, or the umpire near second, Chris Mahler, was all over that one. Scored that play 4-3. Murillo was brought behind the bag on the ground ball and swayed very close to it, but did not tap it. That allowed Williams to reach second safely. Emmerman's at third. The infield comes in for the Blues. Bryce Morrison gets his first at-bat of the day. Was 4 for 4 at the plate yesterday evening. And the first pitch from Geeson slides outside. Morrison, one of the youngest players on the roster for the Academy Barons. Just graduated Gar High School in the city of Cerritos. Morrison pokes it to the right side and it drifts foul. That's the approach he had yesterday as well. Just take balls the opposite way. Of the 4 hits, 3 of them were not hit very hard, but the bloopers snuck through. All 4 hits were singles. He scored 2 runs. Was named the player of the game. The Barons won 9-7. That's up and in. Ball 2. Morrison makes his 3rd start of the season. His 2nd at first base. Next pitch is off the plate. Easy take from Morrison. He's the son of one of the coaches at the Academy, Mo Morrison. While he's not involved with the Barons, he does coach a lot of the Dodgers dream teams that play on the auxiliary field behind us. 3-1 count to Bryce. On the ground for the shortstop. Gage Webb looks the runner back to 3rd. Williams draws a throw back to 2nd, and it's a double play. 6-3-6 for the double play, and that ends the inning. Williams started heading to 3rd, unaware that Emmerman stayed put at 3rd base with 1 out in the inning. And Corbin Geeson gets bailed out by the base running blunder. When we come back from this break, we'll have the top of the 2nd inning. The Blues look to score their first run as they trail 1-0 here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Top of the 2nd inning, due up for the San Luis Obispo Blues is Mason Ashlock, CJ Moran, and Koisei Suzuki. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Your Barons are 5-5 on the season. They sit in 3rd place, but they're a half game back on the Conejo Oaks, the team that they beat last night, as they look to fight for a postseason spot. They haven't made the postseason in nearly a decade. Remember, the top 3 teams from both the North and the South make the postseason. In the South, the Foresters are currently in 1st, but they participate in the NBC World Series, so they don't play here in California Collegiate League playoffs. That frees up 1 more team. As the first pitch from Canelli, lined into center field, Eiji Sawamura strolls in, and that's the first out of the inning.
Now batting first base, number 28.
But that's something to keep an eye on. If the Academy Barons can maintain a comfortable lead over the Saints, they're up on 1 game over the team from Pasadena, and they're trailing the Oaks by half a game. It's still early on in the year. These teams will play about 35, 36 games this summer. The Barons are just on game 11. It's a grind. The season comes to an end in July. First pitch to CJ Moran, plunks him. That's how we get things started. 1 out, a runner on first. That'll bring up Koisei Suzuki.
Right field, number 16, Jose Suzuki.
Suzuki will be an upcoming senior, another native to Japan. Eiji Sawamura is a native to Japan as well. Suzuki spent last season at LaSalle University. The throw down from Carlos Morales is a good one. Arnold applies the tag, and Moran is caught stealing for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs, base is empty for Jimmy Canale. 1-0 count. Suzuki fouls the next pitch off his front foot, and he appears to be in lots of pain. Even count to the right fielder. A native to Saitama, Japan. This past season, played in 37 games, hit .246, scored 35 runs, hit 9 doubles. LaSalle University participates in the Atlantic 10 Conference. He's down on a knee just past the pole on your screen. As all three coaches now converge on the right fielder. We'll see if he stays in the ballgame. Good chance to give you the upcoming schedule for the Academy Barons. After tonight, they'll have a day off before hosting the Conejo Oaks again on Saturday, June 20th. Then they finish off the week with the game at the Orange County Riptide on Father's Day, June 21st. Then next week, they begin the week on the road, June 23rd on Tuesday at Santa Barbara Foresters before they host the Arroyo Seco Saints, Orange County Riptide, San Diego Bombers, and the San Diego Waves for 4 straight games. That'll be the 24th, 25th, the 26th. They're off on the 27th. On the 28th, the Sunday, they'll host the San Diego Waves. The first 3 games will begin at 6:05 p.m., while the Waves game on Sunday will begin at 1:05. After a long pause, Suzuki makes his way back to the batter's box. There's 2 outs. It's a 1-1 count. Canale from the windup. That ball's upstairs. Canale labored through the first inning, used 28 pitches, stranded runners on first and second. And so far, he's only thrown 5 pitches, now 6, and he could be out of the inning. Morrison has room, foul territory. Ball had some backspin, and the first baseman can't stay with it. Suzuki gets another chance, a 2-2 count. Next pitch from Canale. Swing and a miss. Suzuki goes down swinging. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Canale on the mound as he faces the minimum in the top of the second inning. A.G. Sawamura will lead things off for the Academy Barons in the home half of the second after a quick break. Bottom of the second inning, Corbin Geeson returns to the mound for the San Luis Obispo Blues. They trail 1-0. On the first pitch, Sawamura drives it into right center field. A leadoff base hit. Takes a big round at first, but stays put. Another leadoff single. The Barons began the first inning with the leadoff single, and Mertz eventually came around to score. We'll see if the Barons can repeat that pattern here in the second. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Game 11 on the season. The Barons look to break 500. They're 5-5 on the year. Sawamura's at first. He's tied for the team lead with 8 stolen bases. C.J. Moran keeps him close. First at bat for Otis Boltinghouse. Quick move to first. Sawamura's tagged out. Caught leaning. Sawamura pleads his case to the first base umpire, but no dice. A pickoff for the first out of the inning. So that negates the leadoff base runner for the Barons in the second. First pitch to Boltinghouse, and he takes strike one. Boltinghouse is another player like Morrison who just graduated high school. Just graduated Laguna Beach. It's his second start of the season for the Barons. Another youngster on the in the ball game for the Barons. Count even at 1-1 strike. Boltinghouse can't connect. Back to a 2-strike count. He has 1 hit and 4 at-bats this summer season. Does have an RBI as well. One-two pitches downstairs. Boltinghouse is committed to play baseball at Pomona Pitzer this upcoming school year. Division III school in Southern California. And he goes down swinging for the second out. First strikeout for Corbin Geeson on the mound. He threw 24 pitches in the first inning, 6 pitches for 2 outs here in the second. That'll bring up the catcher, Carlos Morales. Carlos is the most recent interview we had on the air yesterday during the Conejo Oaks game. First pitch to the catcher, bounces past Miles Mader. Carlos gets his 4th start of the season. He has 1 hit and 10 at-bats. He's a slow starter, just as he did in the spring season. Really turned things on late for Santa Ana College on their way to the state championship. Hits this into the air, foul territory. Moran runs out of room. Count evens at 1-1. There was 2 stolen base attempts in the ball games thus far. Morales wasn't able to throw out Cesar Chavez, but he threw out C.J. Moran in the second inning. Fouls the next pitch back. 2 strikes on the catcher. And that's his 3rd runner caught stealing of the summer season. Very talented in that category, has a very strong arm. In the spring season, he threw out 8 base runners for Santa Ana College. Geeson's 1-2 pitch. Just out of the zone. Morales shakes his head. Count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Morales is a native to Downey. Pretty close here to the city of Compton. That ball plunks him. Inning continues for the Academy Barons offense. A runner on first for Morales.
Now batting, second base number 5, John Arnold.
That'll bring up the 9-hitter John Arnold. Arnold gets his 3rd start of the summer season. 1 hit in 9 at-bats thus far. And spent this past spring at UMass Boston, Division III school in the Northeast. Native to Long Beach, California. Morales has a small lead at first. First pitch from Geeson's in for strike 1. Geeson's next pitch. Arnold fouls it back. Quickly a 2-strike count to the second baseman. His last appearance was as a substitute. On June 14th, he came in for Israel Espinoza. Only got one at-bat. Down in an 0-2 count. Geeson's next pitch. Arnold ropes it up the middle. Slow dribbler, and it kicks off the bag. What a bounce. Morales guns for third, and no throw from Kyle Becker. That's what you call a ground ball with eyes. Both middle infielders were converging up the middle. It kicked off the bag into short left field. Becker was deep in left field. Now there's runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Now batting right field, number 4, Chip Mertz.
They say you see something different every time you're at the ballpark. That is the first time I've seen that here at the Academy. 2 outs, a chance for the leadoff hitter, Chip Mertz. Morales at third, Arnold at first. First pitch to Mertz. He takes outside for ball 1. It seemed like it was going to be a quick inning for Corbin Geeson after the pickoff of Sawamura. He then struck out Boltinghouse. But instead, the inning continues. A little 2-out magic for the Barons. Can they cash in on another run? Low throw to first. Arnold beats the tag. Geeson set, kicks, deals. Mertz shoots it out of play. Mertz singles in the first inning. Came around to score on the RBI single by Nathaniel Williams. For Mertz, that's the 6th time he's scored this season. He has 7 hits on the summer year. Behind on the fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right fielder. Mertz was the youngest player on the roster last season. He had just graduated Canyon High School. And this spring, he finished his first year at Mount Sac. So very similar shoes to Otis Boltinghouse and Bryce Morrison this year. 1-2 pitches at the knees. Mertz can't believe it. That's strike 3, and Geeson gets an important out. The Barons strand 2 runners, 1 in scoring position to end the 2nd inning. And in the top of the 3rd, we'll have an interview for you here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, my name is Noah Alvarez, and here in the broadcast booth in the top of the 3rd inning, we're joined by one of the Barons pitchers, Gabe Lopez. Thanks for making the time.
Of course, man. Awesome to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So Lopez joins us on the air. In the top of the 3rd, we'll see the 9-1-2 hitters for the Slow Blues. Diego Murillo to lead things off, followed by Cutter Gage Webb and Miles Mater. Jimmy Canale still on the mound for the Barons in the top of the third. Lopez, can you tell us how you wound up here playing for the Academy Barons this summer?
Yeah, so I go to Cal State Wingens Hills, just down the 91, about 5 minutes, and my awesome coach, Greg Humbert, shout out Greg, he came up to me one day, a little bit like mid-season, and asked me if I wanted to come to the Barons for a CCL opportunity, and just coming up in travel ball and being from SoCal, CCL in the summertime is just something that you always just look at and you just like, man, want to play in this kind of competition. It's competitive and it's just fun to watch. So I couldn't turn down the opportunity.
It's an 0-2 count to Diego Murillo. Check swing, and that's going to be ball one. Now, when I was looking up your stats, Gabe, I only found one appearance for Cal State Dominguez Hills. Can you explain what happened this past spring while a member of the Toros?
Yeah. So early in the spring, coming back from from our winter semester, I came back, felt strong, and then our first outing that you would see on my stats is came up to an injury. They thankfully was not Tommy John, but it was a golfer's elbow. But it was just severe enough to where they would have to send me down for the rest of the year. Like I thought that I'd come back maybe late season, but it just never got back to that point where I was like, okay, I could play, I can compete. It was just something that just wasn't gonna happen that year.
There's one out in the inning after Canale strikes out Murillo. On the very first pitch to cutter Gage Webb, he sends it out of play. So how does it feel now after you spent this entire spring season on the injured list, now to get some action in the summer, and have those live reps been like?
Honestly, amazing. Like it's something where I'm to myself a competitor, and when I got the green light that I was able to play and I was able to come back and actually like pitch again, I was hungry. It just like have a chip on my shoulder. Haven't really played organizing college baseball yet, if you want to call it by technicality, but it feels amazing to get back on the mound, just doing what I love. That's awesome.
So can you take us back to the beginning and how you first got into the sport of baseball?
As early as I can remember, man. Like it feel like I left the hospital with a baseball glove in my hand. Like it's just been in my family for generations. My great grandpa, my mom's side, he played professionally out in Mexico. My mom played APU. My dad played Hill College, and it's just something that's just been in my family for generations. So I honestly, even if I wanted to, I don't think that I could ever, escape this game.
It's a 1-2 count to cutter Gage Webb. We're joined by Gabe Lopez, one of the pitchers for the Academy Barons. You've gotten 3 appearances this summer, 1 out of the bullpen, but 2 starts on the season. Is there a difference in how you approach a start versus a relief appearance?
No, absolutely. As a relief pitcher, it's really, all hands on deck. I have to call it the firefighter, because you never know when you're going to get called compared to a start where I actually like have a set day in mind of when I'm going to start. I can prepare myself a little bit differently. I actually have time to like get myself the rest that I need and all that. But out of the bullpen, it's just it's very last minute. So, I don't really have that kind of time and preparation to like actually ready myself. It's kind of just like if you get called, you better be ready. Compared to a start where you have an expectation going into that day, like okay, I'm actually going to pitch today. I have to prepare myself throughout the entire day.
There's 2 outs in the inning after Canale strikes out Gage Webb. That'll bring up the catcher Miles Mater. You're a native to Arcadia, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Or
yeah.
to La Puente area, right? Is there a favorite food place that you have in your hometown?
Man, there's so many. From La Puente, I'm a big Mexican food guy. Love Mexican food, love tacos, love burritos. Out of La Puente, man, you gotta hit up the taco stand. You know, there's not really a name for it, but it's it's known as the taco stand next to 7-Eleven.
Okay.
But out of Arcadia, got to go down the road a little bit, Santa Anita, hit up the La Bufadora. Great asada fries, man. Best in the SGV, in my opinion.
It's an 0-2 count to the catcher quickly. There's 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning. We're joined by pitcher Gabe Lopez. Is there anything that you do in your pregame routine before a start?
Honestly, just a lot of stretching. You know, after coming off of an injury in the spring, you know, I had to really putting a little more emphasis in taking care of myself the way I prepare myself before I start. You know, I'm taking that extra half hour to just actually like stretch and, you know, make sure I'm doing everything right. Oh.
That ball gets down into left field. Extra bases for Miles Mater, and the inning continues for the Blues.
No, but one thing specifically that I like to do, you know, before a start is I like to eat a banana, you know, just get that extra, get that little extra calcium in me. You know, I hate cramps, man. You know, you wake up in the morning, you stretch your legs, your whole calf just tightens up. No, I can't do that. Gotta have a little bit something in me to just prevent that.
2 outs for Cesar Chavez. The center fielder hits with the runner on second base. 2 outs for the Blues in the top of the 3rd inning. Ball hit on the ground.
Get there.
Emmerman dives but can't get to it. Here
I'll
comes the throw. Boltinghouse's throw, a dribbler. Throw back to first, not in time, but the Blues get their first run of the ball game. An RBI single for Cesar Chavez.
Oh, Jimmy.
So when you're on the mound in a situation like that, how do you calm yourself when things get hairy, runners get on base? What do you tell yourself to calm yourself mentally?
Honestly, something I've learned in this game and just in life is, you know, you can't really change the past. You know, what happens, happens. So in situations like this, it's more so just like, okay, you know, that happens. I know my boys got my back behind me. Trying to look at the situation that I'm in right now, you know, when I'm first, you know. Weak ground ball, next guy up. You really can't look at the past because, you know, what's already done is done. So, like, gotta look forward to the next guy.
In your last start this week, you went 4 innings. You only gave up 2 hits and 1 run against the Orange County Riptide. You picked up 4 strikeouts as well. What worked for you in that outing specifically?
First pitch strikes, you know. Coaches all my life try to emphasize that to me, you know, first pitch strikes. And I think I was maybe 13 or 15 first pitch strikes, which if I think back on it, it's probably one of my best first pitch strike ratio that I've ever had in my career pitching, you know. So just first pitch strikes, especially against a team like that, that's notoriously known for being pretty solid with the bats, and just first pitch strikes, trying to get ahead early, and force them to hit me, not force myself to get them out, force them to put the ball in play.
Another ball in play for the Blues offense. It gets into left field. Back-to-back singles. There's runners on first and second. We just saw pitching coach A.J. Monterez make a quick mound visit with the starter Jimmy Canale. It's a tie ball game in the top of the 3rd inning. What's one thing that you've learned from the pitching coach A.J. Monterez in your short time here in the summer?
Just to be myself, man, you know, like on the mound you can't force yourself to be someone else, you know, like if someone else has their own success, you know, that's kudos to them, you know, but just gotta be myself. I can't force myself to be a Clayton Kershaw, Andy Koufax. I have to force myself to be Gabe Lopez. Just play my own game, play to my abilities, and pitch to my own strengths.
Kyle Becker at the dish. There's 2 runners on. Chavez at second, Comerford at first. 2 outs in the inning. A 1-0 count to the left fielder. Becker dodges this ball. It's a 2-0 count. You mentioned 2 big leaguers. Did you have a favorite big leaguer you liked to watch growing up?
Andre Ethier, man. Dodgers legend right there. I was a big Ethier fan growing up. My mom used to tease me that I had hair like Ethier. I had really, really curly hair in my younger years. Um, but if we're talking all-around player, it'd be Ethier. But if I was talking pitcher, had to be Kershaw.
It's a 2-1 count to Kyle Becker. Pouring pitch for Jimmy Canale on the mound as he tries to finish the third inning. Checks on the runner on second. Ball hit into right field. 3 straight hits. Smertz gets to it quickly. They wave the runner around third. Throw cut off. Chavez scores. And there's runners at the corners with 2 outs. Tough break for Jimmy Canale as manager James Bishop calls time. So there'll be runners at the corners. We'll ask you one more question. What's some advice that you would give to your younger self, younger Gabe Lopez?
Do not stress. You got so much in front of you that is going to be great. You have so much in front of you that's going to be low, but keep your head up, and it's all going to work out. I mean, look where you are now. You're playing the CCL, and it's just, life is good, man. You have a college to go to next year. You have great support around you. Just do not worry. It's all going to work out.
We'll cut to a commercial break. When we come back, Elias Valdez is a new pitcher and for the Academy Barons. We'll tell you a little bit more about him. And thanks again, Gabe Lopez, for joining us on the broadcast.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool.
What player on the Barons would make the best head coach? I think Jimmy for sure.
Jimmy Welcher. He has all the tools.
I got to go with Jimmy too. Welsh, he just knows ball. I think he'd be a good coach. I trust him with my kid in the future.
Going with the Tommy Gooden.
Give me Jacob Kanoski.
Trevor Schmidt.
Easy answer. Jimmy Welcher, Jimmy Hoffa.
Jake Klinoski.
I think the best head coach would be my boy right here, Hondo. From the side.
I think I'd have to give it to probably one of the youngsters, probably Campo or Chip. I feel like they would make it. Campo he's our catcher. He's been calling games all summer.
Best head coach. Honestly, Jimmy's probably a good pick. He's been in the game. Or Klinoski. Klinoski's been in the game a while, so that's probably best option.
Easy answer. I choose myself.
Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Pitching change for the Barons. Elias Valdez gets his warm-up pitches in as he takes over for Jimmy Canale. Canale leaves with runners on the corners, first and third, 2 outs in the inning, and he picked up both outs in the inning via strikeout. So it looked like it was going to be a smooth inning, but Miles Mader hit a double down the left field line, then 3 straight singles. Cesar Chavez hit a RBI single, then Brendan Comerford, and then Kyle Becker. Big thanks again to Gabe Lopez for being on the air with us here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Something that we're trying to do more, and as you, the listener, gets to know more of the Barons players on the roster. Valdez's first pitch, high and in to Mason Ashlock. Ashlock flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Top of the third inning. Comerford at third, Becker at first. Morrison holds the runner. That ball inside to Valdez. It's the second summer in a row for Valdez playing here with the Academy Barons. He makes his third appearance this summer. He's pitched 2 1/3, has given up 3 hits, has 4 strikeouts to 2 walks. And Valdez last year picked up 2 saves and 4 opportunities. Was used a lot in late situations, so surprised to see him here in the third inning. That ball misses downstairs, and he delivers 3 straight to Ashlock out of the zone. CJ Moran is the batter on deck. Blues have their first lead of the evening, 2-1 at the Compton Youth Academy. Valdez finds the inner half. Valdez played 2 seasons at Golden West College. Spent this past spring at Pacific, a team that participates in the West Coast Conference. Next pitch is high and in. A walk to load the bases from Valdez. A big storyline for the Barons this year is how good their pitching staff has been in avoiding walks. They've been able to get out of jams. Yesterday we saw some very strong performances by a series of different arms. Caden Chavez started the ball game. Holden Hungerford looked sharp. Travis Bergman and Mariolas also pitched. But Valdez in some trouble. He goes from the windup. First pitch to CJ Moran. Blooped into shallow left field. Boltinghouse got a late jump. Here comes the second runner. Boltinghouse's throw kicks off the glove of Morales, and 2 runs come in. A 4-1 ball game as the Blues lead thanks to the 2 RBI single by the first baseman Moran. Great jump off the bat by Kyle Becker. There is 2 outs in the inning, so they're running on contact. But he was already rounding third by the time Boltinghouse got to that baseball. 9th batter to make his way to the plate as Koisei Suzuki steps in. Struck out swinging. Move back to second. Arnold doesn't apply a tag. Ashlock is at second. Moran's at first. The Barons are still 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Canelli's responsible for all 4 runs that have come in. We'll get you the final line later on in the broadcast. So the first pitch to Suzuki misses downstairs. Another pitch below the knees, ball 2. Valdez responsible for both runners on base. 2-0 count. Suzuki cuts and misses. Count moves to 2-1. Suzuki in his first at-bat fouled the ball off his front foot. Appeared to be in a lot of pain. Took a few minutes before he returned to the batter's box as all 3 coaches checked on him. He sends this foul to the backstop. It's a 2-ball and 2-strike count. Now Valdez is 1 strike away from stopping the bleeding here in the top of the 3rd. In the home half of the inning, the Barons will send up their 2, 3, 4 hitters. High chopper to Arnold at second. On the edge of the grass. Makes the throw to first in time. A close play as Suzuki was hustling down the line. But that's the 3rd out of the inning. The Blues send 9 batters to the plate, and they score 4 runs. They take their first lead of the ballgame. Thanks again for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Barons YouTube channel. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, bottom of the third inning. And we'll see Mark Emmerman, Nathaniel Williams, and Antonio Lujan, the three batters due up for the Barons as they trail for the first time this evening. They scored in the first inning, but they watched the Blues score 4 in the top of the inning. First pitch strike to Emmerman. The starter Corbin Geeson works with his first lead of the ball game. Fourth start of the year for Geeson. Emmerman drives one into center field, but should be routine for Chavez. First out of the third inning. Geeson went the JUCO route, spent 2 seasons at College of San Mateo, very prominent program in Northern California. Nathaniel Williams hails from one of the prominent programs in Southern California at Santa Ana College. Lots of Dons on the roster for the Barons this year. They just won the 3C2A state championship as well, so a very long season for Williams and many others. First pitch from Geeson. Puts it on the black. That's strike one. Williams hit the RBI single in the first, but he made the blunder at second for the third out of the inning. Sends it foul towards Lujan in the on-deck circle. So there was runners in second and third, and Morrison hit a ball on the ground to the shortstop, Webb. Give credit to Webb as he looked Emmerman back, but in the meantime, Williams started breaking for third. He then realized that Emmerman wasn't going. He had to retreat back to second as he sat down for the strikeout. 2 outs in the inning. But to finish recapping that play in the second inning, or in the first inning, the first baseman, Moran, threw back to Webb at second base, and Williams was caught for the third inning.
Correction. Designated hitter number 32, Antonio Lujan.
Two outs in the inning. Only 5 pitches thrown for Geeson on the mound. First pitch off the plate. That was Geeson's 50th of the outing. Lujan grounded out to second base in his first at-bat. It was a tough ball up the middle for Diego Murillo. Lujan chases one outside the zone. Count even at 1-1. Lujan is the son of 2 more former athletes. His dad played at Azusa Pacific. His mom is Lisa Fernandez, who played softball at UCLA and went on to win a couple gold medals for the USA softball team as well. Very well-known player in the softball community. 2-1 count. Geeson's next pitch. Drilled well into right center field. Chavez back towards the track, still drifting, and it hops over the wall. Extra bases for Lujan, and the inning continues. A 2-out double. And maybe 7 feet or so from leaving the yard. It's one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. Lujan's in scoring position. A chance for Bryce Morrison. .98 miles per hour off the bat of Lujan, but it results in just a long double. Bryce Morrison looks to stay hot. Went 4 for 4 at the plate yesterday. Did ground out to short to end the inning in the first. We'll see what he can do here with 2 outs. Geeson's first pitch. Morrison lays off. Morrison looks so comfortable at the plate for being an incoming freshman. He hasn't played a collegiate ball game yet. Will be a USC Trojan this upcoming school year. Very impressive stuff. Ball hit softly. Off home plate. Took a weird spin. That was going to be a tough play for the first baseman. But instead, it's a foul ball. Strike one in the at-bat. After the 4 for 4 performance yesterday, Morrison leads the team in batting average. 400 on the year. 4 hits and 11 at-bats. His 11th came in the first inning. Geeson's pitch. Slow chopper. Another chance for Webb. Sets his feet. Close play at first, but that's the third out of the inning. The Barons do get a runner in scoring position, but they can't cash in. They trail 4-1 here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. My name is Noah Alvarez, and when we return, we'll have the top of the fourth inning. The 9-1 two-hitters are due up for the Blues. Top of the fourth inning, and Diego Murillo to lead things off for the San Luis Obispo Blues. They're 2-2. Correction, they're 12-2. Led by manager Dean Schrainer, longtime manager for the Blues program. One of the more prominent programs in the California Collegiate League. Valdez still on the mound. First pitch, swinging strike. That's how we start the inning off. But when you think of the best CCL teams, the Santa Barbara Foresters come to mind, as do the San Luis Obispo Blues. Both those teams, too, have the luxury of being able to host players. In summer ball across the country, summer teams, depending on their resources, will have local families host. And so if you look up and down the roster for the San Luis Obispo Blues, they have a few players that are outside the area, something that the Barons don't have as many of. Murillo down on 3 pitches, a strikeout to begin the inning. Very similar at bat to what we saw in the third inning. Valdez is the second pitcher used by the Academy Barons. Jimmy Canelli started the ballgame and looked smooth until he ran into some trouble in the third inning with 2 outs. All the damage was done with 2 outs as he gave up a double, 3 straight singles, and 4 runs came in for the Blues. First pitch from Valdez is off the plate to cutter Gage Webb. Valdez from the windup. That runs inside, and Webb bends it out all the way to the backstop. Speaking of players from out of the state, Gage Webb is a native to San Marcos, Texas. Plays at Rice University. Will be a sophomore this upcoming season. Another player who gets to stay with the hosting family in the San Luis Obispo area. Valdez's 2-0 pitch. Tries to go with the slider. Misses outside. Next pitch from Valdez. And that's the 4th ball of the at-bat. Walk with 1 out. Another base runner for the San Luis Obispo Blues. At 4 runs off 5 hits. The Barons have 5 hits as well, but only 1 run to show for. Final line for Jimmy Canelli. He last 2 2/3 of an inning. He threw 55 pitches. He picked up 5 strikeouts and only issued 1 walk. He gave up 4 hits. Gave up 4 runs, all of which were earned. Chance for Miles Mader, and he started the 2-out rally in the 3rd inning. Picked up a double down the left field line. Eventually came around to score on the single by Chavez. Webb's at first. Valdez misses first pitch inside. Mader spent this past spring as a redshirt at Indiana University, so has yet to see any collegiate action. But this summer has been big for him. Leads the team in batting average, .424 on the season. And Valdez puts one on the inner half. Count evens up. Mater is a native to Atlanta, Georgia. Another player from out of the state, as he stays with the host family to participate in the CCL. Valdez has missed inside twice. 2-1 count to Mater. There's a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Barons. Slider lands on the front door. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mater's 1 for 2 today. Infield hoping for a double play ball. Ball's in the dirt. Morales blocks it well. Valdez appears to be upset with himself. You want that to be a competitive pitch, but it was an easy take for Mater at the dish. Struck out 7 times this season, 3 walks on the year. Leads the team with 11 RBIs. Leads the team with 2 home runs. Making an impact this summer for the Blues. Runner takes off for second, and the ball misses inside. Back-to-back walks issued by Valdez. We'll see how long of a leash manager James Bishop has for the right-hander.
Now batting center field, number 49, Cesar Chavez.
Chance for Cesar Chavez. He hit the RBI single in the 3rd inning, and he's reached twice. The first was via hit by pitch. First pitch from Valdez, in for strike 1. All 4 runs that came in the 3rd inning were charged to Jimmy Canale's line. Valdez has yet to give up a run. Next pitch, ground ball for Arnold at second. Bounces off his chest, throws to first, and it's not going to be in time. Took a tricky hop at the last second. Arnold did body it up, but it was a few steps away from him, and he wasn't able to regather.
Now batting third base.
An error keeps the inning alive. Webb at third, Mater at second, Chavez at first, Comerford to the plate. Valdez goes from the windup. First pitch to the third baseman, down and away for ball 1. The Blues have certainly been more lively in the dugout since their 4-run 3rd inning. And a long road trip, about a 4.5-hour drive today because of traffic. Fouled off the mask of Morales. Morales seems to be a bit shaken up. The trainer comes out to check in on him. 1-1 count. As the trainer looks on Morales, we'll get you the upcoming schedule for the Academy Barons. After tonight, they'll have a day off before they take on the Conejo Oaks at the Compton Youth Academy. That'll be Saturday, June 20th. On the 21st, they travel to Irvine to take on the Orange County Riptide, and then begin action next week on Tuesday, the 23rd, as they travel to the Santa Barbara Foresters. Then the 24th to the 28th, they'll have a stretch of 4 straight home games. 5 straight if you go into the next week. Every team gets Monday off, but that following Tuesday, the 30th, the Barons return back home. Back ready for play. 2-1 count after Valdez misses outside. Bases full for the Blues. Comerford takes ball 3. Becker on deck. Gage Webb at third base. Mater at second. Chavez at first. Valdez from the windup. Misses upstairs. Third walk of the inning, and he walks in a run. James Bishop calls time. We'll see. He does point towards the bullpen, so we'll see a new pitcher come in for the Academy Barons in the top of the fourth inning. There's one out. Double play could end the inning. And we'll see the right-hander Aiden Franco take over on the mound for the Academy Barons. When we come back from a break, we'll tell you a little bit more about his numbers this summer season. It's a tie ball game in the top of the fourth. It's a 5-1 ball game in the top of the fourth inning. Bases are full for the San Luis Obispo Blues. 3 walks in the inning, and that forced Elias Valdez and his outing to come up short. New pitcher on the mound is Aiden Franco. Franco is a native to Cypress, California, went to Cypress High School and just finished his freshman season at Azusa Pacific, a Division II school that competes in the Pac West. And we told you earlier that Azusa Pacific is transferring or transitioning to the Division III level after being at the Division II level for the last decade or so. Many players in the transfer portal, but Franco isn't. He's going to stay at Azusa Pacific and stay with them during the transition, or at least for next year. They'll have one more year at the Division II level before they play D3. He comes in with the bases loaded, and he'll face the left-hander Kyle Becker. Barons used 5 pitchers last night, 6 pitchers, excuse me, and 5 of the 6 were left-handers. Today they've used 3, and all 3 of them have been right-handers. Different game plan for pitching coach AJ Monterez. Franco from the stretch. First pitch to Becker, fouled straight back. Becker hit an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Struck out looking in the 1st. He's 1 for 2. Franco steps off. Morales jogs his way to the mound. This might be the first time that Morales and Franco work together. That's something you see often in the beginning of the summer season as the catchers and pitchers try to familiarize themselves with each other. Mater at 3rd, Chavez at 2nd, Comerford at 1st. 1 out of the inning, but a ground ball could get the Barons defense out of it. Becker sends it into the air. Left side, it drifts towards the Barons bullpen, and it's out of play. 2 strikes on Becker. Becker is a native to Southern California, but to San Diego. Played last season at Northwest Nazarene, a Division II school. Franco's 0-2 pitch. Becker chases 1-1 in the dirt. A strikeout for the 2nd out of the inning. Strong pitch from the right-hander. He's 1 out away from getting out of the jam and stranding the bases loaded. Mason Ashlock steps in. He drew a walk in his last at-bat Flew out to center field in his first. 0 for 1 today. Big spot for the designated hitter. First pitch below the knees. The at-bat starts with the ball. Ashlock does have 6 RBIs on the season. He's one of 5 players who has a home run this year. Just one, but he has 2 doubles. A .233 hitter. Behind on the fastball. Ashlock, another player from out of state, native to Dripping Springs, Texas. The 1-1 count. Railed up the middle, and it gets into right center field. Sawamura cuts it off, but 2 runs come in to score for the Blues, and they lead 7-1. A 2 RBI single for Mason Ashlock. The inning continues. The Blues will send their 8th batter to the plate. Comerford made it all the way to third base on the play. Sawamura took a great angle in center field, and he did cut it off with the slide, but it wasn't going to be in time to get that second runner. Mader and Chavez both score on the play. Comerford's at third, Ashlock at first. Infield can play back with 2 outs. Franco to face C.J. Moran. Skies the first pitch into shallow left field. Williams there along with Boltinghouse, and no one can get that ball. Another run comes in to score. Franco covers third base, and he tags out Ashlock. Ashlock tried to go from first to third. Heads up play by Williams to pick it up and throw to the pitcher covering. A wacky play to end the 4th inning, but another run comes in to score. It's another big inning for the San Luis Obispo Blues. 4 more runs as they lead 8-1 here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. When we come back, A.G. Sawamura to lead things off for the Barons. Bottom of the 4th inning, and the Barons are chasing 7. Back-to-back innings where the Blues offense puts up a crooked number. 4 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and they lead 8-1. New pitcher on the mound for the San Luis Obispo Blues. Manager Dean Traynor goes to the tall right-hander Cooper Fulbright. He's wearing a different number today. He usually wears number 98. Today he'll wear number 15 as he takes over for the starter, Corbin Geeson. Fulbright stands at 6'3". The right-hander is from Houston, Texas, and spent this past school year at Texas A&M University on the summer season. It is his first appearance. He has yet to make an appearance this summer for the Slow Blues. So we'll see what the right-hander could bring as we look up some numbers while at Texas A&M. He'll face the 6, 7, 8 hitters, A.G. Sawamura, to lead things off for the Barons. The catcher Miles Mader has a quick conversation with Fulbright on the mound. Right, Fulbright has yet to play while as a member for Texas A&M. He redshirted this past school year. He's from Missouri City, Texas, so smaller suburb just outside of Houston. First collegiate action for the right-hander. He comes in throwing hot. First pitch off the plate. Fulbright goes from the windup. Sawamura pulls it on the ground for the first baseman. Moran taps the bag himself. 3 and assisted to start things off in the bottom of the 4th inning. 94 on the radar gun with the fastball from Fulbright. We've seen a lot of hard throwers here in the California Collegiate League. A very competitive conference. Many consider to be the 3rd, maybe 4th best summer ball league across the United States. Cape Cod and the Northwoods obviously take the top 2 spots, but California Collegiate League, many argue, is 3rd. First pitch inside to Otis Boltinghouse. Boltinghouse just graduated high school. Can't imagine he saw too many guys throwing 94 while at Laguna Beach. Checks his swing, peeled down to first. Oh, tough break from the umpire, Chris Maher. That's strike 1. Boltinghouse will play a Division III Pomona Pitzer this upcoming school year. Another check swing, but he lays off for ball 2. 1 out, bases empty in the bottom of the 4th inning. Barons picked up a run in the 1st and have been quiet since. Stranded runners in scoring position each of the last 2 innings. Boltinghouse sends it foul to the right side. Nigel Buckley in the on-deck circle as Carlos Morales is not out there. I mentioned he took a foul ball off the face mask. Fulbright misses well upstairs. An easy take, runs the count full. Something to keep an eye on, as we just had Carlos Morales on yesterday on the broadcast. Very talented catcher, but it would be a huge blow for the Barons if he's forced to miss some time this summer. Long pause for Fulbright. Here's his payoff pitch. Boltinghouse can't connect. A strikeout for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting, catcher number 37, Carlos Morales.
So they report the pinch hitter. Buckley checks in for his first at-bat of the day. Buckley, a native to Los Angeles, and we've seen him play many ball games for the Academy Barons over the course of the last 2 seasons. It's his 9th appearance this summer. Hitting .268 on the year. Next pitch is downstairs. That's how we start the at-bat. So Carlos Morales was hit on his first at-bat, and then during the top half of the inning, he took a foul ball off the mask. His chin seemed to be bothering him, as the trainer did check in on him. He stayed in the ball game, but he doesn't come out in the bottom half of the inning for his at-bat. Count evens at 1-1. 2 outs, bases empty, and the lights are on here at the Compton Youth Academy. Buckley drives one well into left center field. Chavez gives chase, lays out. He trapped it, and it kicks off his glove. Extra bases for Buckley. He's up at 2nd. Ball misses the cutoff man, but Buckley stays put. A 2-out double, and we'll see if the Barons could put together a rally. Hard hit ball off the bat of Nigel Buckley. He does have 1 home run on the season. Very capable power hitter. It's his first double of the summer campaign. John Arnold steps in. Picked up a single in his last at-bat, and it was on a 2-strike count. Good hitter. A big hole in the right side with the second baseman, Murillo, covering Buckley. First pitch is upstairs. 92 on the radar gun from Fulbright. Redshirted for the Texas A&M Aggies this past spring. Takes a long look in as he gets the signs from Mater. Arnold can't connect on the slider. More clouds roll into the sky here above Compton. It's a gloomy afternoon for much of the day. We had a few hours of sunshine. Arnold calls time. Fulbright has really slowed the pace of this game down. It takes a lot of time in between pitches. First time from the stretch in his outing. That ball right on the corner. 1-2 count to the second baseman, Arnold. Chip Mertz is the batter on deck. The Barons stranded a runner at third to end the first. They stranded a runner at third in the second inning and a runner at second in the third inning. Hoping to avoid 3 straight innings in which they stranded a runner in scoring position. That ball's well upstairs. Didn't have the grip on the slider. Buckley's at second. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Arnold goes down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning. Strong pitching from Fulbright as he gets out of the jam after the 2-out double. On our way to the top of the 5th. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Koisei Suzuki will dings off for the Blues when we return. It's a lovely day in the city of Compton. Top of the 5th inning, but the Barons trail 8-1 here against the San Luis Obispo Blues. Nigel Buckley takes over defensively for the catcher Carlos Morales. Left the ball game after taking a foul ball off the mask. We hope Carlos is okay. Player that we got to watch over the course of the spring season at Santa Ana College. Special player down the stretch in the postseason. But he's out of the ball game. Nigel Buckley takes over, and Aiden Franco still on the mound for the Academy Barons. Third pitcher used by pitching coach A.J. Monterez today.
Now batting on right field number 16, Koisei Suzuki.
For Franco, it's his 3rd appearance on the summer. He's pitched 3 innings total before coming into the last inning. He does have 1 save on the season. He's at 29 pitches in his outing. Check that, he's at 7 pitches in the outing. And the first pitch to Koisei Suzuki is fouled off to the third base side. Suzuki's 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging in the second inning. Grounded out to second in the third. Buckley's the only change defensively for the Barons. Ball hit into the air. Right field. Mertz goes back, flips his hips on the track. He makes the catch for a loud out number 1. That's how the top of the 5th gets started. Another chance for Diego Murillo, and he's just looked uncomfortable at the plate. He's struck out both times in his last at-bat. He went down on 3 pitches. 2 of those were swinging strikes, and they were kind of half-hearted. So not sure if he's dealing with something. He hasn't been subbed out, so don't want to speculate too much. But he's one of the few natives to San Luis Obispo, and played this past school year at Cal Poly Pomona, Division II school that competes in the CCA along the likes of Cal State Dominguez Hills and a few other schools in the Southern California region. First pitch, slider. Strike 1. The next pitch to Murillo. Offers, can't connect. On the season, Murillo is a .333 hitter. It's his 11th start of the year. Does have 2 doubles. Hoping to avoid the hat trick. Puts us on the ground. Soft dribbler up the middle, and it gets past Emmerman. Might have been a broken bat as well. 1 out single for the Blues offense. They have 8 hits in the ball game now. Back to the top of the web, top of the lineup for Cutter Gage Webb. He's 0 for 2 today. Drew a walk in the 4th inning. Murillo has a small lead at first. First pitch, Webb sends it into left field through the 5-6 hole. Murillo holds up at second. 2 runners on for Miles Mader. There hasn't been a lot of hard hit balls by the Blues offense, but they're finding gaps in the defense. Murillo at second, Webb at first. Miles Mader gets his 4th at-bat of the evening. He had a double in the 3rd inning, his only hit of the ball game. Drew a walk in the 4th. 1 for 2, and he scored 2 runs. First pitch, Tapper off home plate. Franco picked up the final 2 outs in the 4th inning. Came in relief for Elias Valdez, who ran into some trouble. Next pitch from Franco's upstairs. 1-1 count to the catcher, Mader. Franco's pitched 4 innings this season. He's given up 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 of which was an earned. Does have 4 strikeouts to 1 walk. Pickoff move back to second, and Arnold whiffs. Sawamura comes up firing. Here's the throw to third. A bit upstairs, and Murillo beats the tag. Moving to second on the play was Cutter Gage Webb, and there's 2 runners in scoring position for the Blues offense. Costly mistake. That'll go down as an error on the pitcher, but Arnold has to be upset at himself for letting that ball get through. Infield comes in. Next pitch fouled off of Mader's foot. 2 strikes in the at-bat. Everyone on the edge of the grass. 7-run lead for the Blues. Back-to-back innings in which they pushed across 4 runs. They're the first place team in the North Division for a reason. Hit into the air, right center field. Sawamura, long run to his left. That ball hits off the wall. More extra bases. Mater round second. The cutoff throw from Arnold. Tag. Not in time. Mater with a triple. 2 runs come in to score, and the Blues lead 10-1. So the big offensive day continues for the San Luis Obispo Blues. As a team, they have played 14 ball games in the CCL. They're hitting .292 as a team, a .402 on-base percentage. And on the year, they've scored 144 runs entering today. You can add 10 more to that total. Franco's first pitch to Chavez is upstairs. We'll see how the right-hander responds to adversity. He's a youngster, just finished his freshman season at Azusa Pacific. Mater at third base, 90 feet away, 1 out in the inning. Slider misses high and tight. So that's nearly 10 runs a ball game on average, if you think about it. The Blues are playing their 15th game, have 154 runs on the season. Strike 1 of the at-bat. Franco trusts the slider. Chavez is 1 for 2 today. Reached on an error in his last at-bat. Hits this ball softly up the middle. Emmerman patiently waits for it at short. Throw to first is in time, but another run comes in to score. RBI ground out. And there's 2 outs in the inning. Blues lead 11-1. Still plenty of ball game. We're at the halfway point, top of the 5th inning. It's not over yet. The Barons did have a 7-run comeback victory early this season against the Arroyo Seco Saints. First pitch to Brendan Comerford is out. In the opening weekend, the Saints had a 10-5 lead heading into the top of the 9th inning. The Barons came back to win that ball game 12-10. Ball laced into right center field. Sawamura plays this off the wall. Extra bases for the Blues again. The second extra base hit. A 2-out double for Comerford, and the inning continues for Kyle Becker. There's a right-hander getting loose in the bullpen for the Barons. Ten-run ball game. Kyle Becker gets his 4th at-bat. 1 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. Comerford gets off to a big lead at second. Franco delivers on home. The first pitch strike to the left fielder. There was a triple in the inning, a double just a moment ago. 2 singles as well. Tough break thus far for Aiden Franco. Ball hit past the diving Williams at third base. Boltinghouse does cut it off before it hits the wall, but it plates another run. Blues lead 12-1. Couldn't see exactly what happened in that corner, but Boltinghouse got to it and then took a while before he threw it back in. Maybe he fumbled it in the corner. There's a blind spot here from the press box. All of, again, this damage has been done with 2 outs. That happened in the 3rd inning as well. Blues with some 2-out magic. Manager James Bishop calls time. He points toward the bullpen, and we'll see another pitching change in the top of the 5th inning. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is before we cut to a break. New pitcher is a right-hander by the name of David Solis. I'll tell you a little bit more about David Solis after this. New pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons is a right-hander by the name of Javier Solis. Solis has spent these past 2 seasons at East Los Angeles Community College. Went to Glendale High School and is a native to that Glendale area. The right-hander stands in at 6'3" and will be a junior this upcoming season. Looking for a new home. He just finished his 2 seasons at the community college level. He'll face Mason Ashlock with the runner on second. 2 outs in the 5th inning. Another 4-run inning for the San Luis Obispo Blues. That's 3 straight. The 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th, they've all put up 4 runs. 12 runs off 12 hits. No errors. The Barons had 1 run off 6 hits and 2 errors defensively. There's been 3 extra base hits thus far in the 5th inning. A triple and 2 doubles, back-to-back doubles by Comerford and Becker. Chased Aiden Franco out of the ballgame. We'll see how Solis handles this talented Blues lineup. Again, they're the 12-2 team leading the North Division in the California Collegiate League. That ball misses high and away. One 0 count. And you'll see fireworks go off in the distance. Not completely dark yet, but the score went final as Mexico took on South Korea. A lot of fans in the area here in Compton. So wouldn't be surprised if we saw tons of fireworks throughout the night here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Foul ball by Ashlock. It's a 1-1 count. And Mexico defeated South Korea 1-0. Their second win of World Cup pool play. We'll get some scores during the next break in the action as well from the CCL. Next pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. For Solis, it's his 3rd appearance of the summer. He's pitched 2 innings, given up 2 runs, both which were earned. 4 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks issued. 2-1 pitch from Solis, sent foul, out of play, right side. Becker at second base, 2 outs in the inning. Barons trail by 11. The 2-2 from Solis. Slider down and away. It's a full count to the 6 hitter. And CJ Moran is the batter on deck. Ashlock is the 8th batter to come to the plate for the Blues this inning. Payoff pitch. Roped into center field. Sawamura comes in a few steps after backing up initially. That's the third out of the inning. But another 4 spot put up by the Blues offense. They lead 12-1 on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. When we come back, we'll have the top of the order. Chip Mertz and the Barons seek more runs as they try to claw back into this one. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, new pitcher on the mound for the San Luis Obispo Blues. A left-hander takes over by the name of Moose Cuellar. One of the more unique names that we've seen this season. He's a native to Tulare, California. That's in the Central Valley. Maybe an hour or a little less than to Fresno. And he's playing this past season at Fresno State. Cuellar stands at 6'3", and he takes over. He's the third pitcher used by the San Luis Obispo Blues tonight. Cuellar makes his 4th appearance of the season. He started 2 ball games for the Blues. In 9 innings, he's picked up 11 strikeouts to 4 walks. He's only given up 2 hits, but he has given up 3 runs, and he's hit 2 batters. I'll add one to the all-time name list. Moose Cuellar takes over on the mound. During the next break in the action, we'll get you some final scores from around the CCL. Miles Mader chats with his new pitcher. They get on the same page. Chip Mertz for his first at-bat against the new left-hander. First pitch from Cuellar. In a good spot, but that's ball 1. That's how we get the at-bat started. Mertz is 1 for 2 today. Struck out looking to end the 2nd inning. That one's on the corner. Maybe a makeup call as it looked further outside than the previous pitch. Count even to the right fielder, Mertz. No defensive changes outside of the pitcher for the Blues. That's on the inner half. The slider backed up Mertz initially, but it spins back into the zone. Nasty stuff from the left-hander. Barons trail by 11. Mertz goes down swinging. Slider just outside the zone, put in a beautiful spot. And Cuellar gets his first out of the outing. 12 strikeouts on the season for the tall left-hander. Chance for the shortstop, Mark Emmerman. Walked in the 1st inning, stranded at 3rd base to end the inning. Flew out to center field in the 3rd. We had Emmerman on a few days ago for an interview. You can go back and listen to the full interview. It's timestamped down in the comment section. That was last weekend when the Barons took on the Arroyo Seco Saints. Emmerman offers, fouls it off the catcher, Mader. Count evens at 1-1. Emmerman gets the start at short. No Elijah Clayton in the lineup today. Iverman has also started at second base and right field this summer. A bat that Bishop wants in the lineup. Takes ball 2. Ammerman off balance. Changeup from Cuellar makes it a 2-2 count. The 2-2 pitch from the southpaw. Just off the plate, and he jumps up on the mound. He wanted that called. Count runs full. It's a pinch hitter on deck. That ball finds a zone for strike 3. Ammerman gave up on it too soon, and he goes down looking. Kai Nagashima steps in for Nathaniel Williams. Pinch hitter in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Pinch hitter for the Barons, now batting number 12, Kai Nagashima.
So Kai Nagashima comes off the bench. He'll take on the new left-hander, and we'll see if he takes over at third base. He's played a few ball games already this summer season there. Temperatures have cooled off a bit. More cloud cover in the sky, and it feels a lot chillier tonight than it has in previous nights. Nagashima has appeared in 3 ball games, still looking for his first hit of the summer. He's 0 for 9 in at-bats. Can't connect on the fastball. Count evens at 1-1. Williams finishes the day 1 for 2. An RBI single in the first. The lefty kicks, deals, that tail's outside. We'll get you some score updates too during the break in between innings. Cuellar takes his time getting back onto the rubber. His 2-1 pitch. Inside for ball 3. Nagashima spent this past season as a freshman at El Camino Community College. Appeared in 38 ball games, hit .322. And he takes ball 4. Second walk of the summer for Nagashima. He's on base, and the inning continues. We'll get some scores during this brief break in the action. In Southern California, the Santa Barbara Foresters defeated the San Diego Waves 5-4. That's the only game going on in Southern California. The Crawdads defeated the Alameda Merchants 7-5. 2 Northern California teams. Runner on first for Antonio Lujan. Switch hitter hits on the right side. Small lead at first. And the first pitch to the designated hitter is off the plate. Lujan hit a 2-out double in the 3rd inning. Stranded at second to end the inning. Lujan skies the next pitch out of play. The switch hitter recently committed to Cal State Dominguez Hills. Will continue his collegiate baseball journey for the Toros. A few members of the Academy Barons like Nigel Buckley and Gabe Lopez, who we had on the air earlier today, also members of the Cal State Dominguez Hills baseball program. The 1-1. Cuellar delivers something nasty, and Lujan swings over the top of it. Two-strike count. Lujan's not a batter that strikes out a whole lot. He's one of the tougher batters to strike out. Last summer, he finished with 11 walks and 11 strikeouts in 29 ball games. The 1-2. Lujan goes down swinging, and that's 3 strikeouts in the inning for Moose Cuellar. What a performance as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Barons trail 12-1 to the San Luis Obispo Blues. More action after this commercial break.
What player on the Barons would make the best head coach?
I think Jimmy for sure. Jimmy Welcher. He has all the tools.
I got to go with Jimmy too. Walsh, he just knows ball. I think he'd be a good coach. I trust him with my kid in the future.
Going with the Tommy Gooden.
Give me Jacob Panoski.
Trevor Schmidt.
Easy answer. Jimmy Welcher, Jimmy Hoffa.
Jay Klonowski. I think the best head coach would be my boy right here, Hondo. From the side.
I think I'd have to give it to probably one of the youngsters, probably Campo or Chip. I feel like they would make it. Campo he's our catcher. He's been calling games all summer.
Best head coach. Honestly, Jimmy's probably a good pick. He's been in the game. Or Klonowski. He's been in the game a while, so that's probably the best option.
Easy answer. I choose myself.
Lots of substitutions for the Academy Barons defense. We'll relay them all to you, one at a time. Javier Solis stays in the ball game on the mound, but it's Kai Nagashima who takes over at third base for Nathaniel Williams. Israel Espinoza takes over at short, and Sean Ishii takes over in right field. Top of the sixth inning, CJ Moran to lead things off for the Blues. Solis goes from the windup. Back-to-back days with games, and the Barons have come out flat. They did score the first run of the ball game and had an early 1-0 lead, but they gave up 4 runs in the third, 4 in the fourth, and 4 in the fifth as they face a big deficit against one of the better teams in the California Collegiate League. The Blues are 12-2, first place in the Northern Division. Barons are 5-5, and third place in the South Division. Pulls the next pitch foul, so is his first base coach, and Kozar has to dodge that one. That'll keep you on your toes as a coach. 2-strike count. A lot of ELAC players on the field. Javier Solis on the mound. Israel Espinoza at short. The 1-2 pitch. That's strike 3. Strikeout to start the inning. And that'll bring up Kosei Suzuki. At the top of the broadcast, we thought that the Blues would come out flat because they had an extra inning ball game last night. They had to take a 4.5-hour drive, a little longer than usual because of traffic. But they woke up offensively in the third inning. Solis drops a big bender in for strike 1. And since the third inning, the Blues haven't looked back. They've been in cruise control, putting up 4 runs in each of the last 3 innings. We'll see if Solis can keep the Blues off the scoreboard. He delivers a pitch down and away. The next time you can catch the Barons will be this upcoming Saturday as they host the Conejo Oaks. First pitch scheduled at 6:05. And they finish the week off on the road at Irvine in Orange County Great Park. An afternoon game on Father's Day. 2-strike count after Suzuki fouls it off to the third base side. Suzuki is one of the few players that has been held hitless. He's 0 for 3 today. In a 2-strike count. Solis from the windup. Suzuki skies it into the air. Left side, Nagashima and Espinoza there. But it's Nagashima who hangs on for the second out of the inning. Those balls can move quite a bit. He had to track it with the lights. Came down to a knee, but he hangs on. Chance for Diego Murillo to hit with 2 outs. He had a single and eventually came around to score in the 5th inning. Scored the first of 4 runs in the 5th. That ball misses outside. Two balls and no strikes for the San Luis Obispo Blues. They return home tomorrow night to take on the Philippines baseball group. They have 3 more games the rest of the week. It's a very busy week for them. They have 6 ball games. 5 are at home at least. This is their lone road trip. That's strike 1. The Blues do host the Barons later on this season, as we find the schedule for you really quick. On July 12th, the Barons will travel to San Luis Obispo to take on the Blues on the road. Ball hit on the ground. A chance for Israel Espinoza, and he fumbles it. Inning continues on the error by the shortstop. Tough break. A clean fielder at ELAC. Very strong defensively. But just came off the bench and looked a little rusty there. Hasn't seen a whole ton of action this summer. It's his 4th appearance on the summer campaign, and it's back to the top of the order for Cutter Gage Webb. The Blues do come back to the Compton Youth Academy later on this season on July 8th. First pitch from Solis to Webb is downstairs. Webb picked up his first hit in the 5th inning. 1 for 3 tonight. Small lead at first for Murillo. It's on the corner for strike 1. Solis takes a long look in. 1-1 pitch. Something soft and off speed. Webb chases outside. Two-strike count. Murillo the runner at first. 2 outs. Lots of changes for the Barons defensively, as they've entered a lot of substitutions. Next pitch is downstairs, and the count evens. Solis, the 4th pitcher of the ball game. Canelli started it. Looked smooth, but ran into some trouble in the 3rd with 2 outs. Then Elias Valdez, Aiden Franco, and now Javier Solis. The 2-2. Lifted into the air, right field and deep. Ishii back, looks up, and that's into the parking lot. A 2-run blast for the Blues in the 6th inning. That's 4 straight innings in which they put up a crooked number, and they lead 14-1. If you follow the team last year, it feels like payback, as the Blues lost here at the Compton Youth Academy by a score of 20-4. Blues lead the Barons 14-1. Mater steps in. 2 extra base hits on the evening, 2 for 3 at the plate. We'll see how Solis bounces back. First runs he's given up in the outing. That misses down and away for ball 1. Mater had a 2 RBI double in the 5th inning into the right center gap. Skies this into shallow center field. Sawamura battles the lights and hangs on for the 3rd out of the inning. But the 2-run blast makes it a 14-1 ball game for the Blues. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Back with the action after this. The Blues return with some defensive changes as well in the home half of the 6th inning. A new first baseman as Sebastian Lopez sees his first action of the summer season. Also checking in right field is Caleb Cassidy. Cassidy makes his 4th appearance on the summer for the San Luis Obispo Blues. That's the only 2 changes that we're aware of. If there's any others, we'll let you know. Moose Cuellar stays in the game. Picked up 3 strikeouts. Did walk a batter in the 5th. But quickly, time is called as Miles Mader makes his way to the plate. We'll reset the defense for you then for the San Luis Obispo Blues. Brendan Comerford still at 3rd. Cutter Gage Webb at short. Diego Murillo at 2nd. And Sebastian Lopez is the new first baseman. Caleb Cassidy in right field. Cesar Chavez in center. And Kyle Becker still in left. Moose Cuellar on the mound. He'll take on the 5, 6, 7 hitters. Bryce Morrison, A.G. Sawamura, and Otis Boltinghouse, barring any substitutions. The Barons did make a couple substitutions. Kai Nagashima just pinch hit for Nathaniel Williams in the 5th inning. Israel Espinoza came into the ball game as well for Mark Emmerman. Morrison swings at the first pitch, and it's off the plate, off the catcher's glove. Also, Sean Ishii came in defensively for Chip Mertz. We'll see where he slots in the lineup. Morrison taps one, foul. After a 4-for-4 night yesterday evening against the Oaks, he's 0 for 2. Both ground outs to the shortstop Webb. That's baseball for you. Law of averages. Big day, though, yesterday for the incoming freshman. Will be a future USC Trojan. That's ball 1 of the at-bat. Morrison chases at a pitch in the dirt, and it bounces so far away from Mader, it goes into the Blues dugout. So a drop 3rd strike allows a runner to get to first base.
Center field, number 9, A.G. Sawamura.
So a drop 3rd strike. Morrison's at first base. Chance for A.G. Sawamura, but a lefty-on-lefty matchup for Cuellar. First pitch is downstairs. Mader keeps it close. Bottom of the 6th inning. Barons trail by 13. 1 run off 6 hits, 3 errors defensively. That's off the plate for ball 2. Sawamura is 1 for 2 today. Hit a single in the 2nd to lead off the inning, and then was picked off. 3 straight misses from Cuellar on the mound. Morrison gets a small lead at first. Next pitch from the lefty. Sawamura takes strike 1. Center fielder played at Eastern New Mexico this past spring. Spent 2 seasons at Odessa Junior College in Odessa, Texas. Chopper to the right side. Lopez goes to second for 1. Throw back from Webb. Not in time, so they do get the lead runner. Score that 3-6 for the first out of the inning. Sawamura reaches on a fielder's choice. We'll see if he's aggressive on the base paths. Tied for the team lead with 8 stolen bases. Both him and Elijah Clayton have 8 on the season. Otis Boltinghouse steps in for his 3rd at-bat, and he's hoping for better fortunes. He's struck out his previous 2. Just like Morrison, an incoming freshman, just graduated high school, Laguna Beach. First pitch is at the knees. One out, Sawamura at first. Decent sized lead with the lefty on the mound. Lopez holds the runner. First move, and Sawamura beats the tag. Quick move. Close play at first, but Sawamura beats the tag again. Boltinghouse has one hit on the summer season, 1 for 6 in plate appearances. It's his second start of the year, 6 total appearance. Sawamura takes off on the pitch. Here's the throw down for Mater. It's a good one, and Sawamura's gunned out. Caught stealing. 2 outs in the inning on a strong throw from Mater. It's a good jump by Sawamura. Cuellar does have a quick move to the plate. And that played in favor of the catcher, Mater. The first runner he's caught stealing this evening. 2 outs, 2 strike count to Boltinghouse, and he stays alive with a foul ball. The next pitch from the left-hander. Boltinghouse chases in the dirt, and Mater hung on for strike 3 on the throw down to third. Ball sails into left field. But Cuellar faces the minimum in the 6th inning as well, helped by his catcher, Miles Mater, who threw out a runner for the second out of the inning. Barons trail big, 14-1 here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. When we come back, the top of the 7th inning. The Barons turn to another right-hander. Dickie Taw takes over on the mound for the Academy Barons here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. In the top of the 7th, he'll face the 3-4-5 hitters. Cesar Chavez, Brendan Comerford, and Kyle Backer are the 3 batters due up. We'll see if Dean Traynor, the manager, makes any more substitutions for the Blues. They're 12-2 on the year. They're in first place in the CCL North Division. They're coming off an exciting 3-2 victory in extra innings in walk-off fashion yesterday. It's a tough week in which they have 6 games, but 5 of them are in their home ballpark. In Northern California, especially the Blues, they have a lot of 2-game series with opponents. They had a 2-game series with the Stompers, then the Legends, then the Seagulls, then the Crawdads, then the Stompers again, coming off back-to-back games against the Stompers. And they're currently a long win streak. They haven't lost since June 2nd. First pitch from Dickie Taw to the center fielder Cesar Chavez is in for strike 1. "11 straight ball games the Blues have won. You can make an argument they're one of the hottest teams in all of summer ball across the nation. Next pitch from Tall is upstairs. Tall's a right-hander who spent his freshman season at Golden West College, community college in Huntington Beach. Native to Loyola, or Hermosa Beach. He went to Loyola High School. Ball sent into right field. It gets down in front of Ishii. Leadoff single for Cesar Chavez. The offensive outpour continues for the Blues. 14 hits in tonight's contest. 14 runs total. Third baseman Comerford steps in for his fifth at-bat of the day. Doubled in the 5th inning. Singled in the 3rd. Also has 2 walks. Perfect 2 for 2 at the plate. First pitch strike from Tall. For Dickey Taw, it's his 2nd appearance on the summer season. Back-to-back strikes. Has Comerford down 0-2. But in his previous outing, Taw only picked up 1 out. He gave up 1 hit, issued 1 walk. Gave up 2 runs, both of which were earned. Check swing, that's strike 3, says home plate umpire. First strikeout of the summer season for Dickey Taw. There's 1 out in the inning.
Left field number 43, Kyle Becker.
First pitch, Taw uses the bender. He gets ahead of Kyle Becker. A lot more confident we're seeing from the right-hander. Made 5 appearances for the Golden West Rustlers and put up some good numbers. Becker shoots this into left center field. Sawamura, long run, and corrals it. A speedster in center hauls it in for out number 2. Going back to Taw's numbers, he pitched 5 2/3 of an inning. Only gave up 2 runs, 1 earned. Picked up 1 strikeout, 2 walks. Only gave up 4 hits. Batters hit 148 against them this spring season, but only 5 appearances. So limited opportunity. He's a bounce back from Young Harris College. That's where he originally committed out of high school. First pitch to Mason Ashlock, misses inside. Chavez at first, 2 outs. Ball hit into right center. Sawamura makes the long run and hauls it in for the 3rd out of the inning. So after giving up the leadoff single, Taw settles in nicely and gets the next 3 batters in a row. Strong performance by Dickey Taw as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Due up for the Academy Barons is the 8-9 one-hitters. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. New pitcher on the mound for the San Luis Obispo Blues. It's a left-hander by the name of Carson Boyer. He's the fourth pitcher used by manager Dean Trainer. A lefty. Back-to-back lefties. Throws from a different arm angle. An unconventional arm angle as Nigel Buckley sends the first pitch foul. He'll face the 8-9 Wad hitters. Next pitch from the new left-hander. Spins outside. Buckley hit a double in his first at-bat in the evening. Came in as a pinch hitter for Carlos Morales. He left the ball game after getting a foul ball off the mask. He seemed to be uncomfortable after the contact. It's a 2-strike count. Boyer back to work quickly. Buckley sends a small tapper to Comerford at third. On the run, low throw, and Lopez makes the pick. One out in the inning. Boyer has yet to record a college outing. He will be an incoming freshman for Gonzaga University, a native to West Linn, Oregon. Gotta wonder how these type of players end up at San Luis Obispo. I'm sure it's a connection through Dean Trainer. But usually you see a lot of collegiate players make their way to San Luis Obispo for the summer. Boyer has yet to record a collegiate statistic. He misses down and in on the second pitch to Arnold. 1 ball and 1 strike to the second baseman. He's 1 for 2 today. Singled in the second inning. Can't connect on the fastball. 2-strike count. Boyer back to work quickly. That's on the inner half. No frame job needed from Mater. Strike 3 as Arnold goes down looking. Maybe a questionable call, but it's a 14-1 ball game, so we respect it. Top of the order, Sean Ishii pinch hits for Chip Mertz. Mertz finishes the day 1 of 3 at the plate, 2 strikeouts. Ishii will play this upcoming season at Monterey Peninsula College. Originally committed to Cal Lutheran. Did not appear in any ball games the last 2 seasons. On the summer season, it's his 5th appearance, has 1 other at-bat, 0 for 1 on the year. He's come in as a pinch runner 2 different times. 3 straight misses to begin the at-bat. And on your screen, you'll see Morelli flash across, ball boy. Does a little bit of everything here for the Academy Barons during the summer schedule. That's 4 straight misses. Ishii takes first base on the base on balls. Pretty quick player himself. We'll see if he's aggressive on the base paths. We'll see the first at-bat for Israel Espinoza this evening. Came in as a defensive sub for Mark Emmerman. First pitch from Boyer at the knee, strike 1. Lopez holds the runner at first. Boyer from the stretch, pitches from the third base side of the rubber. That dives outside, and Mater lunges to keep it at home plate. Espinoza spent last season at East Los Angeles College, but spent the season before at Cerritos. Check swing. Home plate umpire Christopher Lopez says he went around. There's 2 strikes on the shortstop. Espinoza makes his 4th appearance on the stummer. He's started one other ball game. 0 for 8 at the plate, looking for his first base hit. Shows good discipline and takes ball 2. That's below the knees for ball 3. Strong eyes from Israel Espinoza. First at-bat of the evening. Kai Nagashima in the on-deck circle for the Barons. Ishii takes off on the pitch, and Espinoza watches strike 3. That's how the inning comes to an end. The Barons haven't had a runner in each of the 7 innings this ball game, but only have 1 run to show for it. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball, the top of the 8th inning when we return. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, Sebastian Lopez to pinch hit. Again, different numbers for the San Luis Obispo Blues as we try and get squared away. But it's the first at-bat for Sebastian Lopez. He was playing first base the last 2 innings. Breaking ball for strike 1. 1-1 count to Lopez. It's his first action of the summer season. He originally supposed to wear number 72. We'd have to do some mental gymnastics to keep track of all the different numbers. Ooh, that breaking ball hit. Lopez on the helmet. We'll see a pinch hitter in place of Koisei Suzuki. Caleb Cassidy is the new right fielder. He'll get his first at-bat of the evening as the trainer checks out. Sebastian Lopez at first after the hit by pitch. First at-bat of the day for Caleb Cassidy. And on the season, it's his 4th appearance. He's 4 for 13 at the plate. A .308 batting average. Dicky Taw still on the mound for the Academy Barons. It's been a long one. Top of the 8th. The Blues scored 4 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, 2 runs in the 6th. 14 runs off 14 hits, no errors. Barons have 1 run, 6 hits, 3 errors defensively. Hard to win a ball game when you commit 3 errors. If the Barons lose tonight's ball game, they'll drop to 2-2 on the week and 5-6 on the season. First pitch strike. Koisei Suzuki finishes the night 0 for 4. He's the only player in the lineup that goes hitless and doesn't reach base. Tough day for the right fielder. 0-2 count quickly. Ball hit into the air. Behind first base, Morrison unable to make the grab in foul territory, and Cassidy gets another chance. Cassidy takes a long walk back to the batter's box. Tall comes set. The right-hander's 0-2 pitch. Cassidy can't connect, and that's a strikeout. First out of the inning and the second strikeout for Tall in the outing. He's been able to use that off-speed pitch very well. Joey Blank gets his first at-bat of the evening. Where's number 24? And the first pitch to him is upstairs. Another mental gymnastic as he is listed on the roster as number 51. But where's number 24 tonight? Will be a senior this upcoming season at Colorado Mesa University. A native to Woodland Hills, so a Southern California kid. That's strike one of the at-bat. Took over at second base defensively in the last half inning for Diego Murillo. And Murillo finishes 1 for 4 at the plate. A single in the fifth, came around to score in the sixth as well after he reached on an error. Tall uses the slider to get ahead. Tall started the seventh inning. Since giving up the leadoff single, he's only allowed one other base runner. A smooth performance in his second outing of the season. Tall kicks, deals. Oh, that's just near the letters, but it's ball two. Tall will be a sophomore this upcoming season at Golden West College. Lots of players from that Golden West College program. Ball lifted into the air, center field, Sawamura. A few steps back, that's the second out of the inning. Lopez returns to first. Brady Alves comes in as a pinch hitter. Another pitch hitter with the wrong number compared to what's listed on the roster, but it's summer ball, so can't be too upset. That's just the nature of how the sport works. Brady Alves is listed as 14 on the roster. We do want to say a big shout out to Ryan for keeping us updated on all the number changes. Ryan is a broadcaster for the San Luis Obispo Blues, or one of the broadcasters. Traveled today with us. Next pitch is down and away. 1-1 count. Alves gets his 7th appearance on the season. 1 hit in 18 at-bats. He has walked 3 different times and has been hit by a pitch twice. It's the 14th league game for the San Luis Obispo Blues, but they have 19 total games under their belt. A few exhibition games. They start their summer season early in the month of May. That's why some of these players have so many at-bats, while the Barons have only played 10 ball games. Tall falls behind. It's a 3-1 count to Alves. We'll see if he takes over at short for Cutter Gage Webb. Miles Mater in the on-deck circle. 2 outs in the inning. Ball hit on the ground. Lazy grounder for Espinoza. Goes the short way to second. 6-4 for the 3rd out of the inning. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Remember, one other home game this week. This Saturday, the Barons will host the Conejo Oaks for the 2nd time. First pitch scheduled at 6:05. If you can't make it in person, be sure to tune in to the live stream. And when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll get a notification every time we go live from the Compton Youth Academy. Bottom of the 8th inning. And when we come back, we'll see Kai Nigashima lead things off for the Barons after this. The Blues make a pitching change in the bottom of the 8th inning. Right-hander takes over by the name of Joseph Gamber. Gamber will be a senior this upcoming season at Fresno Pacific University, a team that participates in the Pac West Division II baseball. Barons are down to their final 6 outs if they hope to muster up a comeback. They trail by 13, and they had an early lead, 1-0. In the bottom of the 1st inning, but they then gave up 14 runs between the 3rd and the 6th inning. There was 3 straight innings in which the Blues picked up 4 runs each, and then they picked up 2 runs in the 6th. Tough day at the ballpark. There's going to be a few of these type of days at the Compton Youth Academy this summer, but it's about having more good days and bad days. Barons have certainly been competitive. They broke back to 500 after a win last night over the Conejo Oaks. 9-7 was the final score. But a loss here tonight would put them underneath 500 to 5-6. The team that they're ahead of, the Saints, is not in action tonight, so they can't fall behind in the standings. They're a game up, but with the loss tonight, they'll fall to a game or half game up on the Saints for the 3rd place spot in the CCL South Division. But still, a whole lot of baseball season left this summer. First pitch from the right-hander, misses the catcher, straight to the backstop for ball 1. Gamber gets his 3rd appearance on the summer season. He's pitched an inning and a 3rd, has 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs. Another pitch sails upstairs. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for the Academy Barons in this half of the inning. That's inside. Forces Nagashima to lean out of the way. Four straight misses, a walk to lead off the inning. Barons have a base runner. They've had a base runner in all 8 of the innings. They stranded runners in scoring position in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, fourth, and in the fifth inning. So they've had their chances, but unfortunately haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities. There's some nights where that happens. Can't just get discouraged. Long season and still plenty of ball games left this summer for the Barons. Lopez holds the runner at first. Nagashima with a small lead. Lujan offers at the first pitch and sends it foul towards us at the press box. Lujan doubled in the third inning. 1 for 3 today as he struck out swinging in the fifth. That at bat, he hit from the right side versus the lefty Moose Cuellar. That's behind. No, it did hit Lujan. Runners on first and second. Bottom of the eighth inning. Let's see if the Barons can put together a rally and push across some more runs. Morrison steps in. Quick time as Mater makes his way to the mound. No one warming up in the bullpen for the Blues. It's the second appearance on the season for Gamber. 4 strikeouts to 1 walk. But after the walk to Nagashima, he has 2 walks on the season. It's his first hit batter of the summer. Barons down to their final 6 outs in tonight's contest. It's gotten chilly tonight here in the city of Compton. 64 degrees. It feels a little bit cooler. Lots of cloud cover in the skies as well. First pitch to Bryce Morrison. Up and in. Morrison rips it into right field. One hops Caleb Cassidy. They hold the runner at third base. Base is full for A.G. Sawamura. First hit of the evening for Bryce Morrison. It's a 2-game hitting streak early on in the summer season. Did go 4 for 4 last night. 5th single in 2 days. He's at first. Lujan's at second. Nagashima at third. Sawamura is 1 for 3 today. He reached on a fielder's choice. Player in the transfer portal. Ball hit to the left side past the diving third baseman Comerford. Nagashima comes in to score. Lujan held up at third. A run comes in for the Barons. 14-2 they trail. An RBI single for A.G. Sawamura. Aggressive on the first pitch. We'll see if Otis Boltinghouse can turn his fortunes around. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Gamber still looking for his first out of the inning. First pitch off the plate. Boltinghouse hasn't had too many opportunities in left field defensively. Played a ball in the corner. And a ball that two-hopped him. High chopper to the right side. Sebastian Lopez taps first base for the only out he'll get. 3 unassisted. A run comes in. An RBI ground out for Otis Boltinghouse. On the season, that's his second RBI of the summer. Just 1 out of the inning. The trainer comes in to check in on A.G. Sawamura at second base. Slid into second on the play. Didn't see exactly what happened as our eyes were to Sebastian Lopez. but the trainer's checking out the lower left leg of Sawamura. James Bishop also there. It's his 17th season with the Academy Barons, his first as a manager. Spent the previous 16 as an assistant. Played 12 years in the minors. Last night after the ball game, we were talking about his experience as a roommate of Cecil Fielder during his minor league career. Sawamura limps off the field, and we'll see a pinch runner come in for the center fielder. Barron's already made a few defensive substitutions already. Isaac Ocampo's going to come in. Ocampo listed as a catcher. We'll see who comes in to play center field.
Second base for the Barons, number 24, Isaac Ocampo.
Two runners in scoring position. Ocampo at second, Morrison at third base. One out for Nigel Buckley. We hope Sawamura's all right. Ended up being a costly day for the Barons as Carlos Morales had to leave the ball game early, and now A.G. Sawamura. Buckley's third at bat of the evening. Chases one down and away. Ball drilled into left field, but right to Kyle Becker. Morrison tags up from third base. The throw gets up the line and skips off the catcher Mater. Ocampo stays at second. A sacrifice fly for Nigel Buckley. 2 outs in the inning. Still a runner in scoring position.
Second base, number 5, John Arnold.
Gonna bring up the 9-hitter John Arnold. Long pause from Gamber on the mound. First pitch to Arnold, pulled foul. The inning started off with a walk, then a hit batter, single, RBI ground out, and a sacrifice fly. 3 runs in the inning. 0-1 count. Arnold takes downstairs. Count evens at 1-1. While at UMass Boston this spring, Arnold appeared in 9 ball games, went 4 for 8 at the plate to pick up 1 stolen base. He lived in the Northeast for the first time. Next pitch misses outside. During the scrimmage a couple weeks back, Arnold talked about his first experience with the snow blizzard. Big snowstorm that hit the end of January in Boston. 24 inches came down in the surrounding area. Got to be intimidating for a Southern California kid. Arnold's a native to Long Beach. Went to St. Anthony High School. 3-1 count. Sean Ishii's on deck. Gamber kicks, deals. Arnold can't make contact. It's full count. In the top of the 9th inning, we'll see the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up for the Blues. The payoff pitch. Arnold tries to hold up, but that's strike 3. The inning comes to an end. But the Barons do get 3, and they trail 14-4. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Top of the 9th when we return. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, top of the 9th inning, final 3 outs for the San Luis Obispo Blues. They lead 14-4. 14 runs off 14 hits, no errors defensively. There's a couple defensive changes for the Barons. Otis Boltinghouse moves to center field, and Isaac Ocampo, who pinch ran for A.G. Sawamura, is in left field. First time we've seen Ocampo play in left. Because they made so many substitutions already, they were short on outfielders. Not a full roster available this evening. Sometimes we'll see that from time to time in summer ball. Guys like Jackson Taylor, Mari Hackett, and a few others. Usually outfielders for the Barons. First pitch from Shamir Marshall as he just checked into the mound. Mater sends it into right field. It has to be a confidence boost for Marshall. He pitched last night and only faced 2 batters. He walked both of them. So it's a good sight to see. Cesar Chavez steps in for what could be his final at-bat of the outing. Marshall. It's his second season with the Academy Barons. He played in 2024, 2 summers ago, as he misses with the first pitch to Chavez. This past season, he played at Vanguard University, Division II school, that also plays in the Pac West. He spent a few seasons at the community college level before playing at Vanguard. That's on the edge of the zone for strike 1. Ball hit on the ground, past Nagashima at third, and he gets into left field. Ocampo gets his first action in left field, and the dugout reacts accordingly. A 1-out single on the top of the 9th for Cesar Chavez. He gets his 3rd hit of the day, all singles. He also has 2 RBIs. Quite a day at the plate for the Cal State LA ballplayer. Brendan Comerford comes in. Marshall's first pitch to the third baseman below the knees. Marshall pitches from the stretch. Comerford swings over the top of a pitch in the dirt. Marshall's the player you root for. He has a lot of nasty movement on his stuff. He battled an injury during his second collegiate season. That forced him to find a new home. Played 1 year at Compton, then dealt with an injury the following season, and played the next year at West LA College. That's strike two. 1-2 count, 1 out, runner on first. For Marshall, it's his third appearance on the season. He's pitched 1 inning. He's given up 6 runs, 2 hits. Bounces the ball in the dirt. Buckley keeps it close. Marshall's a native to Compton, a local kid. The next pitch, upstairs. It runs the count full. Morrison holds the runner at first. We'll see if he goes on the pitch. Runner stays put. That's inside. Runners on first and second. Inning continues for Kyle Becker. Lefty on lefty matchup for Marshall. We'll see if he approaches this with more confidence. On the season, that's his 7th walk issued. First pitch is pulled foul. Get ahead of the hitter any way you can. Becker pick up the double in the 5th inning. Drove in 2 runs in the 5th, 1 run in the 3rd. He's 1 for 5 today. Also a strikeout victim twice. Can't catch up to the heat by Marshall. Marshall pitches from the third base side of the rubber. Next pitch downstairs, and it squeaks on by past Buckley. All the way to the backstop. Both runners advance 90 feet. One-two count to Becker. He flew out to center field in his last at-bat. Boltinghouse is the new center fielder after the injury to Eiji Sawamura. In case you missed it, Sawamura and Carlos Morales both had to leave the ballgame today. Marshall's next pitch. Becker lifts it into the air. Playable for Ishii and right. Ishii makes a strong throw to third base. Runner comes in from third. Sacrifice fly in the top of the 9th inning makes it a 15-4 ball game. There is 2 outs in the inning. Comerford stays at second base. Ishii showed off a strong arm. We'll see what position he plays at Monterey Peninsula this upcoming school year. He's played infield as well for the Barons this summer. Comerford at second. 2 outs for the DH, Mason Ashlock. First pitch is upstairs. Ashlock has 1 hit in the ball game, a 2 RBI single that came in the 4th inning. 1 for 5 at the plate. 2 straight misses from Marshall. Ashlock has flown out to center field 3 different times in the 2nd, and the 5th, and the 7th. That ball runs into the right-handed hitter. Sebastian Lopez is the batter on deck. That finds the zone. First strike of the AB. Marshall works from behind. While at Vanguard this year, Marshall was primarily used as a starter. 8 appearances total, 6 starts. He misses inside to Ashcraft and Ashlock. There's runners on first and second. Sebastian Lopez gets his second at-bat of the day. 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. First pitch tails outside to Lopez. Marshall steps off, resets himself. 1-0 count. Lopez can't connect. The first baseman was hit by a pitch. His only at-bat this evening, that was versus Dickey Taw. Marshall is the 6th pitcher used tonight. Upstairs for ball 2. Caleb Cassidy awaits on deck. Marshall misses high and away. 2 walks in the inning thus far. No one warming up in the bullpen for the Barons. It's an inning where you hope Marshall can get some work in. Lopez comes up empty on the swing, and the count is full. 2 outs. Expect both runners to be moving on the pitch. Both runners take off. The 3-2. Marshall gets a strikeout to end the top of the 9th inning. Great location on the inner half. And Lopez strikes out looking to end the inning. Bottom of the 9th inning coming up for the Barons. They have their final 3 outs as they trail by 11. 15-4. We'll see how things come to an end here at the Compton Youth Academy. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Barons are down to their final 3 outs, bottom of the 9th, and they trail 15-4. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. New pitcher takes over for the San Luis Obispo Blues, a right-hander by the name of Matthew Betancourt. It's his 5th appearance on the season. Through 4 2/3, he's given up 10 hits, 6 runs, has 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. Batters hitting .435 against him. 5th appearance on the summer for Betancourt. He's a native to Visalia, not too far from Tulare, which is where the previous pitcher, Joseph Gamber, was from. And both players are at Fresno Pacific University, a Division II school in the Pac West. Top of the order due up for the Barons. Sean Ishii gets his second at-bat of the evening. Betancourt goes from the windup. Ishii comes up empty on the swing. Ishii drew a walk in the 7th inning. That was versus Carson Boyer. Tapper, left side of the infield. Home plate umpire Lopez calls foul. 2 pitches, 2 strikes. Ishii is a native to Monterey Bay. That ball cuts outside. Following Ishii, it'll be Israel Espinoza and Kai Nagashima, barring any substitutions. Ishii stays alive with the foul ball. Remember, the next home game for the Barons will be this Saturday, June 20th. They'll host the Conejo Oaks for the second time this week. Ishii goes down swinging. Mater hangs on. First out of the bottom of the 9th. But that game Saturday will be the second of 2 versus the Conejo Oaks, a game or a team that's up half a game on the Academy Barons for second place. It's a big cluster. The Oaks half a game up on the Barons half a game up, or a game up currently on the Saints. And the first pitch to Espinoza is in for a strike. But if the Barons fall tonight, their lead over the Saints will only be half a game. Espinoza swings and misses. 2-strike count to the new shortstop. He struck out looking in the 7th inning. Ammerman had a rough day at the plate, went 0 for 2. Strike 3, Espinoza gets a unfavorable call as he goes down looking. That pitch looked to be up and in. But instead, there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Barons are down to their final out. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll get a notification every time we go live. Chance for Kai Nagashima. First pitch, he sends it foul to the right side. He led the 8th inning off with a walk, came around to score. It was a 3-run 8th inning for the Barons. 1 in the 3rd, 3 runs in the 8th, 4 runs off 8 hits, 3 errors. They've had a base runner in the first 8 innings. We'll see if they can get a base runner on in the 9th to continue that streak. It's a 2-strike count to Nagashima. Bancourt's next pitch and swing and a miss. Nagashima goes down. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts for Matthew Betancourt. The Blues come out on top, 15-4, the final score. 15 runs off 15 hits, no errors defensively. Barons get 4 runs off 8 hits and 3 errors defensively. Winning pitcher will be Cooper Fulbright, who I believe did pitch the 5th inning. He pitched the 5th inning with the lead. And the losing pitcher will be Jimmy Canale, who started the ball game for the Academy Barons. For Daphne Bravo, Ryan Pond, the PA announcer today, and the many others who helped out with tonight's broadcast, my name is Noah Alvarez, saying thanks for tuning in to today's broadcast of Academy Barons Baseball. The next time you can catch us on the YouTube stream will be this Saturday. First pitch scheduled at 6:05. We'll go live at about 6 o'clock with a quick pregame show. So for the final time tonight, we wish you a good night, and we hope to catch you next time.